Good everyone, my name is Graphics. Today we want to draw another machine component that is in exploded form into an isometric form, that is, we want to assemble the component part. Now this is what we're actually talking about. I have this in third angle projection, where this is my plan, this is my front view, and this is what my end view. Now if you've come across this question before, you discover that here was actually 28, here was 21. Now you not write 21 here, the actual length here is what? Is 11, right? Here also is what? Is 11. Here is not 21 anymore, it is what? 7, right? And this is not 26 but what? 21. Is that taken? So we want to start by drawing this. Now, since it's an isometric, since we want to draw them in an assembly form in isometric, we need to draw our inclined axis at 30 degrees this way. So let's move forward. So from here, I'm going to draw my vertical line. I'll draw my vertical line, which is this, and I'm going to draw the inclined axis, which is this. Also, I'm going to do this also, which is this. Oh, good. Now I need to know my end, the length, because the elevation, front elevation is associated with what? Length. Now if you look at from here to this beginning, 46 plus 42 is giving us what? 88. Then 88 plus what? 21 will be giving us 109, right? So let's draw my entire length to be what? 109. Because from here to here is what? 21. So when add everything, we'll be having 109. So I'm going to measure my 109. Let me zoom this up a little bit. From this beginning here, I'll measure 109. So this is my 100, and this is my 109 here. Now the next thing I'll do, the height. The height, you can see the height also in the elevation, in the end view, right? This is the height of the diagram here, and that is 42. So I'll measure 42. From this point, I'm going to measure 42. So this is 42, which is here. Then the width. The width is always the length of the elevation of the end view, which is 50, or the height of the plan, right? So we have 50. So I'm going to measure 50. So this is the 50 here. I'm going to use my 50. Now I'm going to make it to form a box. So take this up. I'll take this up. And also I'll take this up and I'll close it up, and I'll close it up. Also close it up too. And close it up too. Now this is the box I've actually drawn out. Now the next thing I'll do is to start drawing. First of all, if you look at this guy here, this is the plan looking from the top. From here to here is 11, from here to here is 11. You can easily measure it, or you get the center of this figure here, where you can easily draw this. So let me get the center first. So getting the center, of 50, which is what, 25, right? I will take my compass and measure half of 28, which is what, 14. So from here to here is 14, right? And I'm going to put it at that point, which I measure 14, and also what, 14. Now in doing that, I will just extend it downwards. Just extend it downward. Also extend this one also downward. Now if you look at this very well, the thickness from here to here is 7, right? But how would I get this line here? From here to here is from here to here, and that is what, 42. So I'll measure 42 from behind, which is here. So I'm measuring 42 from here, right? So this is 42 here, and I'm going to close it up. So I'll close this up. So if you look at this, I'm going to close here up also. This will be the thickness here. That is 42. So I need to measure 7 away from that 42. So I'll measure 7. So from here to here is 7. And then I'll close it up. Right? Now if you look at this very well, I can easily move from here. I'll measure 46 to get the center of this circle. So measure 46 from here. 46. This is 46. So I can get my center of my circle. So I'll just draw this to get the center here. Also I'll get the center of the height, which is 21, because here is 42, so the center line here will be what, 21. So I'm going to measure 21. So I'm measuring 21. This will give me 10, 20, and this 21 here. And I'll close it up this way, just like this. So this is the center here. So from here I'm going to carve out my curve. I'm going to carve it out. So I'll place it here. This 21. This 21 here, right? Mark here too, 21. So that's that very well. Twenty-one, then 21. So make them form my box. So join these two center points together. Then you take this part. You take this part to this part. And also this part to this part. Now you place your compass at this point here. At this point, and you draw your arc to touch here. You also place it here also, and you close it up. This is here. After doing that, we're getting this curve that is here, but there's a thickness, so the curve is what? Is 2. So I'm going to place it at this point. I'll close it up also. Now close it up also. And I'm going to repeat the same feat here also to get this curve. So what I'll do is I'll just extend my point here to this point, right? Also extend this to this point. Also extend this to this point. Also extend this too. So extend this too. Then I'll bring this downward this way. I'll close it up. So the same thing now will be applied. I'll draw my inclined line from here to touch here. So I'll have this. So instead of me redrawing all this, I'll only transfer my point. So let me transfer my points and I'll have this way. So just transfer this point to this point, right? Also transfer this point to this point, and also this point here, transfer it from here to here. This point too, transfer it from here to here, the inclined line. So you will now take your compass, place it at this end here, right? Take it to this edge here, and you draw this way. And you place it at this point here, you close it up to touch here, just to touch this point here. So what you do, you're going to join these 2 points here. From here to here, you join it up. That is the first thing we do. Now, if you look at this point here is somewhere around here. So I'm going to join it to meet this guy. So I'll join here to this point here. So I'll join here to this point. And I'll join here to this point. And I'll join here also to this point also. Just bring this down a little bit, faint line, so I'll move this to join here too. So now I'll repeat the same feat, I'll repeat it here too. So the good news is I'll just transfer my points. So I know I have this from here to here, transfer here to here, also transfer here to here, and I have this too. Can easily bring this down here and just close it up to meet the guy here. Now start transferring my points. I know I have my inclined point from here to this point here, right? Also I have this from here to this point here, and I have this too from here to this point here too, right? I'll just put it there. So what I will simply do is I'll transfer my points. This inclined line here, you see, it's on this point here, and this inclined line here, you see, is on this point here. So we move. So from here, what I'll simply do is, if I place it at this junction here, where this line and this line meets, I'll take it to this point and I'll draw my arc. I have that. Now place it here also. I'm going to complete it from here to this point. So let's do that. Right, so it means that I'm going to move this to this point. Also, I'll draw this, but it will not go in, so just stop here. Now the next thing I'm going to do is repeat the same feat here also. So I'll draw my inclined line from here to this point, just like I drew here, right? And I'm going to transfer my point too. So let me just close here up. I'll close here up. This line is coming down, meeting with this other line here. They are meeting here, right? So I'll take my compass where they meet. I'll take it here and I'll draw my arc, right? And transfer this point also. This point I have here, transfer it here too. So I'll place it here and I'll get this. So it will just stop here. So I'm going to join this to this, about something like this, right? So I'll complete this and I'll close it up also to get this, and closing here also to get this. So let's see. I'm closing up these places. Yes. So close it up to get this. Now the next thing we'll do is look at this very well. So I'll bring this guy down also. I'll bring that down because you look at this hidden line, it shows this going, there's a line there. So I'll bring this down. And here I'll have this. Right? Now if you look at this, there's a circle in, and the radius of the circle we have 21, that will be 10.5. So measure 10.5 in my meter rule. I'm going to measure 10.5 on my meter rule. This is 10.5 on my meter rule, which will be here. I'll be here 21, 10.5, and I'll place it at the center. I'll mark up, I'll mark down, I'll mark left, and I'm going to mark right. So I'm going to form my box. So in forming my box, I'll have something like this, 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 and this. So I formed this box. So I want to put a circle here just like I did the other one. So take from this side to join here, and also take from this side to join here, right? So where they meet, I'm going to have my curve there, and the curve will be something like this. We will have something like this, right? This we have here because it's a true. If you look at this on the plan, it means that there's a true here, and also there's also another true here also. So what I did here, I'm going to do it inside here also, right? I'm going to have it at this junction here. So let me do that and see. So the same thing we did, we're going to replicate it at that point. So I'll come here, the center line where they meet. So I'll draw my line down here, to meet here, and I'll also draw the other one here. I'll have here, so this is where they meet, right? So I can easily just transfer my point or just repeat the same feat. We say the height is 10.5, right? So I'll come here, I'll mark my 10.5, 10.5, 10.5, and what? 10.5. So I'll be having, drawing my box out too. When I draw my box out, I'll be having something like this. I'll also be having something like this. I'll have something like this. And like this too. So I'll bring out that box. So I'm going to do the same thing too. So in doing that, I'll be having just the way I did this. Just extend this from here to here. I'll have this. Extend this from here to here. And I'll have this. So where they meet these points will be the same thing I've been doing throughout my video, which will give us something like this. Which will be this, right? Now it doesn't end there. If you look at the thickness from here to here, we say earlier it is what? 11, right? It is 11. That is the thickness. So I can easily measure 11 inward and see what I'm going to get. So let me start from here and measure my 11 inward from here and see what will really happen. So if I measure my 11 inward from here, so let's see, this is from here to here is 11 at this point, right? So here I'll be having another circle close to that point. So in this case, I'll be having this. So this is what you'll be having, right? And you do the same thing to here. I measure my 11 inward. Measure my 11 inward. Here, from this point where they meet with my box, I'll measure 11 inward. Right? This is 11 here. So I'll do the same thing at this point too. So this is what I will have. Now, if you don't want to construct this guy here, what you do, use your French curve. This is 11 here, right? And then you come to this point. You take your French curve towards this point here. That's your point 11. From here to here is 11, right? And you place it. You gauge it very well. You'll be having something like this. So I'll have this. So this is what we have here. Hope you can see that. Now the next thing I'll be doing here is to draw this external part here. You know it is longer, but this is telling me that what it is circular in shape. So I'll come here and I will draw. So what will I do? I have to get the center of this figure here. To get in the center of this figure, this is what I will do. You know it is 50, right? So I'll measure my 50 from here. I'll measure the 50 from here. Now from here, this is 10, 20, 25. So that where my center line is. And this is the center line here, right? So I'm going to take it down too. I will use this to cover it up. This to cover it up. And also, I'll cover this up too. So this is the box here. I also need to get the center. Now this is our center line here. If I extend it to that ending here, this is where it meets, and I am going to close it up. So this is the center here of that figure. So now if you look at this, the radius is given to be 28. This 28 here, the same thing as the length of this 28, so diameter 28. So the radius will be what? 14. So I'm going to measure 14 with my compass on my meter rule. So I measure 14 from here to here is 14, right? And I'll place it at this point. I'll mark 14 up, 14 down, 14 left, and what? 14 right. So So in doing that, I'll form my box also. So in forming my box, I'll be having this here. I'll close it up. I'll come here also. I'll do the same thing. Close it up. I'll come down here too. I'll do the same thing too. I'll close it up. I'll come here too. I'll do the same thing. I'll close it up. So I'll form my box. Join the end of this to pass to the center to get this. Right, take this point to this point, and also take this point to this point. So from here to here is what I have. So I want to draw the circle. So I can use my French curve, or I can use this guy here. It takes skills for you to do that. So if I place it this point here, I will have something like this, right? I'm going to have something like this. Use a faint line first since you're not sure. Then you come here also, you do the same thing too. Something like this. And you place it at this end, you have here too. Closing it up. Something like this. And you come here also, you do the same thing too. Place it here, something like this, right? Now what you do is you extend it inside from this edge here, right? From this edge here, you take it inside to touch here, and from this edge here, you take it inside to touch here, right? So that means this is where we want to see. So we see that by we're not taking our line here. So in taking it, I can place it at this point here, right? Extend it to this point here, and I'll have this. Take it here, and I'll have this. Take it here, and I'll have this. So this is what we're having, because you cannot see the other side, right? So we successfully drawn out this in our isometric drawing. We assemble this component parts. So if you find this video helpful, please don't forget to click on the subscribe button. So we drew this looking from the top is the plan, this is the front elevation and the end view. So thank you for watching, and don't forget to draw your dimension. It is very important, right? So thanks for watching.